Not a good time to be investigated for racial comments right now. Just gonna have a sip of my coffee. It's very early in the morning. Not a good time to be investigated for racial comments. Not that there is a good time for that, but there is definitely a worse time, and that would be now. Because, people are going to jump on this. Just optics, even if he didn't do it. Just optics of it. I think this will affect Dale Tallon's employment going forward, even though he's currently unemployed in the NHL. Let's break it down. So, it got broke this afternoon that the NHL is currently investigating Dale Tallon due to racial comments made in the Toronto bubble. He then had a chat with George Richards of Florida Hockey Now, and he's outright denied, this is Tallon, that he's ever used any such language, and he's all for the current movement, used those words. The interesting thing is that in the quotes that he used in the article for George, when George wrote the article, there's nothing mentioned about Matt Dunbar or where the incident may have taken place, but in his tweet promoting the article, he mentions that that Tallon believes, Tallon or the NHL, I think Tallon, believes that it's in relation to the Matt Dunbar speech, which, oh boy, if you said something during that isn't, just like, why is he out there by himself? This is ridiculous. Which may have been it. Like, that's the one thing, it might be something on those lines that has then cascaded Chinese whispers down the run, right? I don't think we should speculate too much and let the investigation run its course. But yeah, if he's done something like this, get him out of there. Especially with what Matt Dunbar did, I think that was such a moving speech. I think it was crap that it was just him doing it. But like, it was a moving speech and a really good moment. I think we all took something from that. But yeah, oh boy, it's not great. So hopefully, the reason why I say hopefully is that, you kind of hope people aren't racist and made comments. So hopefully it's just something that he said in regards to the moment of him being out there all alone, and it's just been misconstrued and Chinese whispered its way to that point. Chinese whispers a racial comment? Like, yeah, that doesn't sound great. Playground whispers? Try to think of the better term for that. In a Minnesota Wild jersey, just because obviously sounds like Matt Dunbar's somewhat involved, so. And I try to wear as many jerseys for these things as possible, and I can't wear a Florida one because he doesn't work for Florida anymore. But yeah, not great. Not great. So the investigation's still ongoing. Looks like it's been going for a few days. It's kind of just released that it's actually happening. So hopefully it comes back negative because he did nothing. That's the ultimate thing. Not that it comes back negative because they're burying it, or it comes back positive because you'd rather people not be racist. You'd just rather it. But yeah, if it comes back, then Dale Tallon's finished. He ain't getting a job anywhere. Well, at least not anytime soon. Also, the Hockey Diversity Alliance, I'm actually getting a hoodie of theirs being sent. So I'll be able to wear that hoodie during the videos when it pertains to obviously movements that they're doing in meetings and a few other things, just because I think that's going to be a video, it's going to be in the news cycle for a while. There's a lot of change that are being done that can be done and should be done. So we're getting in to that sort of area now. So they had a presentation to the Eastern Bubble teams and the Western Bubble teams today in regards to some small things like, I want to get this right, so I will read it. Specific targets for hiring, promoting, and partnering with Black-owned individuals and businesses, and having more culture and diversity within organizations. So I'd probably say the bar for that would be pretty low, just because of, you see who everyone partners with and everyone goes through. So there's a lot of work that can be done there. But it's important that everyone's having that conversation, and credit to the hockey, the HDA, for doing so much legwork here. But it's not just about them. It's about obviously the people in charge, I was going to say white people in charge, but just the people in charge, to make these decisions and start to enact a bit of change here, and we can start to hopefully see some positive results and at least a step in the right direction, because that's, I think, where things need to go at the moment. A really good example of that is just with my personal life. Obviously, this isn't racist. This isn't a racial discussion, but instead of setting goals for myself, I set themes for life. And this year it was a theme of health. So it was to go to the gym and make healthier decisions. And it's kind of like when you're at a crossroads and just every day you're met with these challenges of like, will I go have a cookie or will I go to the gym? And it's like you can choose your own adventure. I feel like the NHL, we're now kind of at the point where we need to start going to we can hire someone here that makes complete sense, and you know, promotes culture, a culture change within an organization and a different point of view, and obviously comes from a different background. I think that's the path that we need to go down. If obviously they're qualified, or you know, if they're close to being qualified. And I think that's the other thing, is that it's a lot easier for a white person to be qualified in a role than it is someone of color, especially in Australia. It's really easy for us to get there. So I think like if the only thing's missing is a week course, maybe pay for the week course and get some minimum numbers going. But yeah, like it's good that they're having the conversations. The only thing that I would say is that obviously the HDA need to continue that along with the NHL. I think the NHL needs to do more, because it's really the HDA that's pushing all of this, and I think the NHL need to kind of back this a little bit more, and get some things going instead of just investigating racism. Let's start to promote diversity within the league instead of investigating racism. You know what I mean? And we definitely need to stamp that out, but instead of going down the negative route and stopping the negativity, let's promote the positivity. And having some different, you know, ideas and people with different backgrounds is always going to be good. It's always going to be good, whether it's a woman or you know, a black person or African American, or however you say it, someone from a different background. Everyone's going to have a different way of thinking than a bunch of, you know, 6 white dudes that are just sitting there that have pretty much lived all the same lives. They just kind of, everyone kind of thinks the same, and you get this whole just hive mind, and that's when you don't challenge the form, and you don't get it. And with most organizations that do well, you'll see on the board, they have a very diverse group of people. And it's just because, you know, everyone has a different input and a different idea, and as long as you can keep everyone on the same page, then that's great. Can't beat that. But yeah, definitely need to get this in front of the other teams that aren't in the bubble, and hopefully start enacting some change. But I did want to include that in the video. Anyway, guys, usually, you know, this is the bit where you say like and sub, but I won't do that. Any of these sort of racial investigation videos, or, you know, the Hockey Alliance, the HDA videos, I won't sort of say to do any of that. Just comment down below if there's, you know, anything you're doing personally to invoke some change, or if you've been, you know, prosecuted against, if you're, you know, a hockey player or in hockey. Yeah, and definitely get a spotlight. Keep the conversation going. What do you think the NHL could do? That's another thing. I mean, yeah, if you got ideas. But yeah, anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. It's kind of like the morning show thing. I think this is going to be the regular format. So you'll see some jump cuts here, and you won't see you'll just see me have my coffee sometimes and things like that. This is going to be your night, but my morning show. I think I'm going to get up early before work and put a video together every morning, 6 or 7 days a week. We'll see how we go, because I think I've got a live stream tomorrow. But yeah, anyway, thank you so much for watching. Have a great day. See you, and bye. Oh, and I still was in the Minnesota Wild Parise jersey for like the HDA stuff, just because it was on. So I'm not like saying the Minnesota Wild or like preaching it or anything. Anyway, thank you. Bye.